Let's go through the current basics of caravans in Ashes of Creation. You want to go to one of the settlements and you need to find the caravansary. Currently in the game, you can find these in all of the main nodes. We're not entirely sure whether or not they are going to be exclusive to anything, but even if we zoom in here, you can see there's actually one out here. And the way it's going to work is you're effectively going to try and reach from one caravansary to another with your caravan in an effort to make money. And believe me, you can make quite a lot of money. The 25 gold you see down there was pretty much one run. So once you've made your way to a caravansary, we're looking for this caravan master guy. We're going to go ahead and we're going to interact with him now. Here you can see my basic caravan, which isn't exactly heavily upgraded, but we do have some things on here that are not of standard. If you don't have a caravan yet, all you need to do is purchase one for 10 silver, and then it's going to fill all of these slots here with very basic items. Okay, so you're going to have everything here waiting for you and ready so that you can then launch the caravan. Do not do this right now. As far as I can tell, once you have pressed launch, now there is going to be like a yes/no menu after this, but once you have press launch, we can't go back in and start fiddling around with the cargo, which is actually how we're going to make money. Now, when you first start out, you're going to start out with, I think it's a 3x1 dimension slot, which is not a lot, but we're just starting out. That's what we have to work with. We're going to go over how to fill it up in a second, but don't press this right now. This is going to cause like an item to come into your inventory. And once that happens, as far as I can tell, there's no way to reverse it. You have to complete a run with the caravan, and that is a little bit annoying. You can't really log out either. If you log out and allow it to try and despawn, it's just going to turn into a wreckage. And if that happens, you lose everything that you had on the caravan, so you'll lose your beast of burden and you'll lose any upgrades that you put onto your caravan at this point. So ideally, once you are setting off, you want to be all sorted and you are going on your journey. To get cargo then, we need to go to the hunting lodge, or at least as far as I have seen, this is the only place that we can go to get the commodities that we need to put onto our caravan. So we're going to go over to this one. As you can see, all of the nodes also have a hunting lodge too, so just make sure you go to wherever your hunting lodge is and go ahead and purchase some commodities. Once you have entered into the hunting lodge, you can see we have the commodity vendor, and the things here are in fact purchased with glint. Okay, so you're going to need to make sure you have some glint to purchase anything that you want here, and everything that you purchase is going to go into your cargo tab, which, as you can see, I have already purchased a bit so that I'm ready. You guys are not going to be able to fit these big pieces in here, so the best thing for you to do is try and fill up on these 1 square slots here. As you can see, some of them are a little bit strange in shape. They do try to kind of show you how that's going to go. So that's like a tall one, that's a wide one, but these are 1 slot, so you want to try and start out with the green if you can, because the amount that you spend is effectively going to get multiplied. So you may want to right click on there, you're going to have it in here, you're going to purchase it, and then that's going to go into your cargo slot, much like this. Okay, be aware this can get bugged, so if you purchase it, it doesn't appear in your cargo hold, try relogging. Sometimes it needs to happen a couple of times. I'm going to try and go over the bugs that I have seen so far, but there's probably going to be more. So if you have had any bugs, A, make sure you report it in game because we are in alpha, and B, just leave a comment down below on what fixed it, what helped you, or what you've tried so far, just in case somebody else is going to get help with that. Once you have a caravan and you have some cargo that you can put on, we can select our cargo here and we can put it on the caravan. As you can see, a little bit of a Tetris game. If I press launch, this is going to place a little item in my inventory, and the trick with that is once that icon is in your inventory, you are now effectively locked into doing the journey. I haven't tried going to like a different town and placing it in a different town and then trying to go from there to somewhere like this, but I'm pretty sure we need to do it in the town that we purchased it from. And you'll see that there are borders if you walk a certain distance with it selected within which you can deploy the caravan. Our advice is to get right to the edge of the border towards where it is that you want to go and place it there, because it is quite slow and can take a long time. Once you've placed it, it'll take a little bit of time for it to build up and turn itself into a caravan. Some of this stuff does take time. We're going to see this happen a few times across the journey. Once it's built, you're going to want to go up to the mount at the front and then press F to get onto the mount. And from here, the steering looks a little bit weird because you'll press like left and right or A and D to go left and right, and it looks like the carriage is turning the wrong way, but it's actually the horse that's changing direction, and then the carriage will start to follow the horse as you move forward. You are going to want to be in auto run for a lot of the journey, and when it comes to crossing deeper water, all we need to do is find a ramp down to the water itself. So bear in mind that we can't drop down and we can't climb up, we can't jump or anything like this, and then we can use the fairly obvious controls to put like a blueprint down on the ground. It'll change into a raft, and then on the other side of the water you can do the exact same thing everything on the land to change back into a caravan. So when it comes to safety then, you may want to do this with friends. Now my guild likes to go around and help people out with caravans. We seem to be doing this quite a lot. If you do want to join our guild, which is Blue Dawn, you can go ahead and use the Discord link in the description. I'll leave it down there for you guys to come and check us out. It's a fairly friendly group based in Europe, so if you are in the EU time and you want to join us on Shoal, feel free to do so. Obviously there's a reset coming, so even if you're not on Shoal right now, you can join us pretty soon. We are now on our journey. The only real things that we need to be worried about are A, we don't want to go up or down any ledges. These are really going to hamper us. We don't necessarily have to stick to roads. In fact, if you can work out a good route without roads, that's actually going to be safer. The less players you see using the route that you're using, the safer the route is going to be, right? And in addition to that, the closer the node is to you, the safer that's going to be because you're traveling less distance, but you'll also make less money. I have done one from New Ayla to Miraleth, and that actually got me 11 gold per item that I had on my caravan. So I'm probably going to try and do that a couple of times just to get my gold built up, because that's going to be pretty good for me going forward. Once we start closing in on a city, you'll see a countdown, and that is a countdown to success. Allow that to happen, and that is going to basically put your cargo into the cargo slot for the town that you have gone to. Once the cargo has been placed into that town's cargo slots, obviously all we can do is go back to the commodity vendor and sell the items. Currently, once you've sold one item, the other one bugs quite often. You can either relog or you could just shift it around in your inventory, and that should fix the issue and allow you to sell all of your cargo. The caravans along the journey do have a lot of health, so we don't really need to worry too much about the mobs as we're going around. You can pretty much ignore even like level 15 to 20 3-star mobs. There's so much health on the caravans, and they actually do have health regeneration during the journey, that we should be fine when it comes to just passing by mobs. The only real thing that we need to worry about are players, which is why, realistically, unless you just want to take a gamble and hope that you can get there without any protection, you want to ask some friends to come and help you out as you are on your journey. Once you have done a couple of trips, maybe you got some money, you want to buy some upgrades, you'll either need to find a carpenter to make them for you, or you can visit a wood shop. As you can see right here on our server in New Ayla, we actually have one right here. And if I talk to the carpentry vendor here, you'll see that I can buy various upgrades for my caravan. Once you have some upgrades in your inventory, you can put them into your components slots. All you need to do is drag stuff into place on your caravan. Now, I'm not going to do it because I don't actually have an upgrade right now, but if I was to pull this over into here, this will replace my current carriage, as you can see here, with the stats of the one that I already have. You can see here, this has carry capacity height 2, and that is what makes it 2 tall. And then on the chassis, you can see that gives me the 6 width, which allows me to go wide and tall as we are right now. And obviously the more parts we put on there, the more stuff that we can pull. If you have a beast of burden, that's going to speed you up a little bit, which as you can see is a pretty big thing. And if you have any carpenters among your guild, you may want to get yourself some extra armor just to make yourself more resistant to bandits trying to rob your cargo. Now, I haven't done the attacking of the caravan side of things, but I'm told that you need to have a crowbar to actually open up the stock that's inside the carriage, as obviously they get to take a portion of the cargo that you are carrying. But they will get a vastly reduced amount of gold, so the rewards for attacking the caravans are way less than they are for succeeding in getting it to the town that you are going towards. Interacting with the caravan as an attacker or defender can be buggy, especially when there are a lot of caravans together, such as when we were doing it with a group. To make things easier, the best way seems to be to not be in a raid or party to start with. Interact with a single caravan, preferably the front one in your train, and then form your groups afterwards so that you can use each other's buffs and get healing off nice and easy. The biggest issue comes when people are spreading out which caravans are being interacted with, as it means they can attack some caravans, still remain white. If you want to defend the caravans, you're going to turn red and start losing gear. So just be careful about how you are interacting with that mechanic. It's a bit buggy right now. They probably need some way to consolidate groups or make larger trains, but for now that's just what we've got to deal with. That's everything on caravans that I have so far. Let me know if you have any tips of your own down in the comments, and I'll catch you all in the next one.